Hey guys, Jeremy Parvin here. Welcome back to my channel. As you know, I've created a passive income stream of $50,000 a month in rental income. My current portfolio is worth over $6.5 million, and I've done this while working a full-time job, and I'm going to show you how you can do it too. So right now, 1 in 5 renters are behind on their rent, and over 10 million homeowners are behind on their mortgage payments. So last Thursday, March 11th, the $1.9 trillion third stimulus package was signed into law, and it did not extend the March 31st eviction moratorium. It did provide $30 billion in additional funding for emergency rent relief programs. This is great news for landlords, and it's great news for tenants. So the courts will be opening back up very soon. Landlords will be able to receive rent so they can make their mortgage payments. And then tenants who need assistance will be able to get assistance from the government. Landlords will also be able to receive some money through this program for some of the previous rent and some future rent potentially as well. These assistance programs actually incentivize landlords from evicting tenants, because if you evict them, you can't go back and get the previous rent that was due for the last 12 months. If you work it out with the tenant and you apply together, then you can get up to the previous 12 months and 6 months into the future. So a landlord can initiate this, or a tenant can initiate this. If the landlord agrees to accept this, he may have to write off 20% of the rent. And if the landlord and tenant don't cooperate and do this together, and the tenant just does it on their own, they may only be able to get about 25% of the rent. So working together as a team is going to be better for both parties. So the thing about this tenant and landlord assistance is that the federal government hands this money down to the states, and the states do that to the local jurisdictions. This will be administered at a local level. Just call your local county operator and ask for rent assistance program help. Thank you to Kevin G from California for your question on this on the channel. Oh, and don't forget to smash the like button if you're enjoying this video. And by the way, Lily is on vacation this week, and so she asked me to play one of her favorite videos for you. And also to remind everyone, she's given a pair of Apple AirPod Pros to one of our first 1,000 subscribers. So every time you hit the like button or share this with someone else, subscribe or hit the notification bell, you'll be entered for an additional chance to win these. So the other update with the stimulus package is that the mortgage forbearance enrollment window has been extended through June 30th. And you can now get up to 6 more months of forbearance on your mortgage if you need it. And subscriber Steve T asked me a question about this. He asked, what are some of the options you get with your lenders on this? And as I mentioned in my previous video on the stimulus packages, I requested a forbearance on any and all of my mortgages. I had several different lenders and banks, and they offered me a variety of different options. Of course, you can pay it all back to them immediately, and I did that on a few that were painful. Another option was to just add those missed payments on the end of your loan, and I took advantage of all of the ones that offered that was easy. And then the third option they kind of gave me was to apply for a new loan, which sounded painful. The good news is if you did this, you could potentially have qualified for a lower rate. But I'm working on refinancing my entire portfolio anyway, so I just wanted something kind of quick. I probably did about half one way and half the other way. So what you do is just call your lender, call the number on your statement, and just ask them what your options are. And now the foreclosure moratorium has been extended through June 30th of this year. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I'm actually watching a house in a subdivision where I have 3 other houses that's currently in a HUD foreclosure holding pattern. Come June 30th, I'll be logging into HUD and searching for that property address to see if it's assigned to a person yet and try to make a bid on that house. There's a lot of speculation around the internet about a foreclosure crisis when banks are allowed to start the foreclosure process, and I do think there are a large number of those. But 2 things that are different this time than back in 2007 and 2010 when that happened the last time are that lenders are not giving no-doc loans these days. You actually have to apply for loans, and it's a little difficult to get them. In the past, they didn't require you to prove your income. It was a no documentation loan. It was liar loans, they were called. And the other thing different about this time is that a lot of people have a lot of equity in their houses now due to the increase in prices in the recent few years. And so even though they've not made, say a year of payments, they still have enough equity where they can sell the house and not have to suffer through a foreclosure. So I don't think we're going to see enough of these to cause a flood on the market and a decrease in property values. During the 2007 to 10 foreclosure bubble last time, I bought 8 properties, and I still have 6 of those today stay as rental properties. The third stimulus package also includes relief for utility bills. It also extended the $300 a week federal enhanced unemployment benefit premium to be extended through September the 6th. So that's going to help renters, it's going to help landlords, it's going to help businesses in general. And then a couple other things I saw in the news today is that the IRS is planning to extend its April 15th tax filing deadline by about a month to May 17th, just because this is one of the most complicated tax seasons in decades and the last minute stimulus bill. The other interesting thing I saw in the news was Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell announced that he is predicting a rapid jump in the U.S. economic growth rate and inflation this year, and he's going to keep his target interest rate near zero for years to come. He promised no interest rate hikes for 2 more years through 2023. And that he'll let inflation run hotter than usual to ensure we have a full economic recovery. So their current economic forecast sees the economy growing by 6.5% this year, which is the highest rate that we've seen since 1984. He predicts unemployment down to 4.5% by the end of the year. The stock market just hit an all-time high again. So all these things are consistent with a video that I did a few weeks ago on why 2021 may be the best year in your lifetime to buy real estate. So interest rates are super cheap, and inflation is coming. Zillow is predicting double-digit price increases in my local housing market over the next year. I'm buying as many houses as I can as quickly as I can. Last Thursday, I closed on my 37th house. I've got 1 under contract. I've got 2 buyers who want me to buy them a house and lease purchase it to them. I'm working on selling one, and I'm working to refinance my entire portfolio at a much cheaper rate. Did I mention I have a full-time job? Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen with the foreclosures. And do you think that the housing market is in a bubble and prices are going to fall, or do you think they're going to continue to rise? Remember that each time you hit the like, subscribe, share, and notification button, you're entered to win another chance to win these Apple AirPod Pros.
And although I am a licensed CPA, I'm just a guy on YouTube with my dog, so please contact your professionals anytime before making investment decisions. Until next time, thank you so much for supporting my channel.